Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Marvel Strike Force live show numero uno, number one. Yes, I'm doing a new show. We're going to be covering Marvel Strike Force as well. For those of you that play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I'm sure you know that this game is just a smooth transition. Basically from that game, it's a very similar game in a lot of aspects. What you're looking at right now on screen is me unlocking Deadpool from a few weeks ago. It's just some footage that I saved. But I just want to, introduce my co-host as usual on the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live show. Good old Maurice, how you doing, buddy?
Good man, how you doing?
Doing good, doing good. So different plate here for us to kind of dive into, but very very familiar ground. So, what are your thoughts about this game in comparison to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? You liking it so far?
Yeah, so far so good. Very similar. Certain aspects I like a lot, some no.
Some not so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, we're going to dive into all that stuff. But one of the main things that we do want to discuss as we get started here is the addition of a new character, Iron Man. So, Maurice, I believe you have some of the details up on your screen, and we're going to dive into that as I go into a little bit of gameplay here. But what we're looking at basically is the Iron Man, I Am Iron Man Legendary event that's coming out here starting on, what is it, June 17th, you said?
I believe it is June 17th or 18th. Let me give you an exact date here. It is yeah, June 17th. So we'll be ready to go. Or some of us will be ready to go.
Some of us will be ready to go. I think I'll be able to unlock tier number one, but that's not going to get me to a unlocked Iron Man. I believe we actually need 310 shards to unlock the character.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to require 5 7-star shield characters. How are you on shield characters so far? I mean, what's your roster looking like?
I've got a 5-star Quake, and I've got a 4-star Captain America that's not anywhere close to 5-star, and then a 4-star Hawkeye. I might be able to get Hawkeye to 5-star in time, but that's it. And I think I've got a 3-star Shield operative and a 4-star medic. And those, I mean, I definitely don't want the medic, but she seems to be the easiest to get to 5-star. Yeah, just because I'm nowhere near Black Widow. So
Well, that's where I'm at. I mean, I have a 3-star Captain America, 3-star. I have a 3-star Hawkeye, 2-star Shield medic, and the rest of my Shield characters pretty much are nothing to speak of. I wish I had Black Widow, but the best character that I have is Quake at 4 stars. So I don't think I'm doing anything but maybe maybe tier two, probably tier 2 at the max, maybe tier 3. So if I can get to tier 2, that would be fantastic, because I'll still need one more character here to get there. So I'll be farming Shield Medic, but they are going to be doing double drops, I believe, for the event that they said as well, right?
yeah, June 12th and June 8th, there'll be double drops on Shield characters. Drop quantities will be amplified 2 times in all campaign nodes on June 12th and the 18th.
Okay.
And it looks like so far every day, when you log in, you're getting 1 shard of each of these Shield characters as well, just for logging in. So that's kind of cool.
This is the I Am Iron Man login bonus right here. You
Yeah.
get 1 Black Widow shard, which thank you. I only need 68 more. I get Captain America shard. You get you get 1 shard of all the Shield characters, which is cool. But again, they're going to be releasing packs, of course, which makes perfect sense. If I had to say one thing about this game that doesn't really translate from the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes game, I would say it's these purchases, these in-game purchases. Now, I know that Star Wars now is at the point where, the characters are still very expensive. But, I feel like with $200-300, you could still get a 7-star character in that game, where I believe with this game, it would cost you an astronomical amount of money to get a 7-star character in this game. I don't even know. I don't know how many people have bought 7-star characters out of the packs. But even the packs themselves, as far as the power cores are concerned in comparison to crystals, $100 gets you 8,600 crystals, where in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes it gets you 15,700 crystals, or 8,600 power cores, where in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes it gets you 15,700 crystals. So, relative to the cost of the packs, although the packs in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes are also more expensive, you're relatively getting a similar amount of purchases, but the shard drops aren't similar. And, you have a chance to get a full unlock of a character. And we've heard that happen. We've had a couple people get 200 shards, 150 shards. But overall, to get a character from 0 stars to 7 stars, how much is it in Galaxy Heroes? 330 shards?
Yeah.
In this game, it's 800 shards, right?
I think it's 710 maybe.
It's crazy.
710, I believe it is. That's nuts.
It's crazy. It's crazy, listen, there's nothing wrong with a long grind.
810. It is 810.
810 shards. It's a long grind, but listen, there's nothing wrong with a grind. But again, that's a long grind. So let's go into some gameplay now. I'm not a player since beta. Okay, I started playing when it actually was released in the United States. So I just got to level 60 about a week ago. I'm really starting to really get into this game a little bit more. So I wanted to start doing some videos. I wanted to play the game, for a decent amount of time before I started, really making videos on it, because I wanted to have enough information to kind of share, my thoughts on the game and the gameplay with you guys. But I did save some Deadpool packs for me to pull here on the show. So let's do that now. Hopefully I get a nice 20 pull here. I have them at 4 stars so far. Where's your Deadpool right now, Maurice?
4 as well. Let me look at the exact number. I opened up my orbs earlier and got 4. 92 of 130 I am.
Oh, really? That's not bad at all. I'm not getting anywhere near probably the kind of pulls you're getting. I haven't gotten anything but 4 shards in quite some time. So, it's been a very slow grind for me. I think I'll probably be at, we'll take a look here in a moment. Spider-Man. I'll take Spider-Man shard. I'm at, let's take a look here. My Deadpool is at 26 of 130. So I'm like 70 shards behind you. You're pulling some magic packs, Maurice. I got to tell you, I don't know what you're doing, but I think it's working for you. Because I'm not getting that at all. Now, my Deadpool is still tier 6. That's another part of the reason I want to start doing some more campaign missions. I haven't really, what I did was I probably a really dumb thing is I got to a point where I was at level 3 dark side, level 5 light side, and level 3 nexus. I just started farming a lot of shards from those areas, and never really I just kept farming gear from there, and never really advanced too far. So my characters definitely need some work, especially on the dark side, and I can do pretty well on the Nexus and the light side, but I definitely need to work on my dark side characters and some of the even the challenges in the game to try to get myself a little bit better in arena and things like that. But we we're in a guild together, me and Maurice, with a lot of the members from the Alliance Alpha. And
Donald Jordan's in the chat. He's in our guild.
Dada.
Yeah,
but basically, what do you think right now about where are you in arena? Are you in the top 20? Are you in the top 100, top 1,000, top 1,000?
Top 20? No, come on. That's insane. There's no way I'm ready for top 20. I get top 250 every day. And I can usually get to about 130 before I really just start hitting the wall of just nothing. But I don't have Black Widow, so I just start hitting these Black Widow walls, and everyone's gear 9, tier 9, tier 10. I saw a team today, and it's almost 100,000 in the hundreds. I was like, oh man, so.
Yeah,
I got some work to do, but I'm progressing. Every week I get a little better. My team gets a little better. A lot of these ability mats now that we've been doing the level 50 raids, and a lot of these purple mats are starting to catch up, and I'm really getting these characters maxed out. Like a character like Crossbones, for instance, Like, you put that final purple mat on his detonate, and you can get it off second turn. I mean, if Captain America feeds him energy, you can go first move, you crossbones bomb, and that's pretty awesome. So I mean, you got to use those purple mats wisely, especially when you're starting out. I wasted a lot of them on characters I probably shouldn't have, but it's tough. It's a grind.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I really like is that it is kind of a grind. I feel like the star levels and the gear are a lot more important in this game because of the fact that they're not as easy to attain. I mean, but I'm nowhere near that. I mean, you're way ahead of me. I'm still in the thousands as far as arena's concerned. And I think that's because, again, I've fallen a little bit behind here on gear because I stopped advancing and I'm not farming the top end gear right now. I'm getting some of it. But I'm at a wall now where basically all my characters need, to be at level 4 dark side or, level 6 light side. And I'm just not there yet. So I'm going to do some of these battles here.
Sucks. My villains team is awful. I got 4 good ones and then a dud, and the dud just prevents me from 3-star anything. So I have to just play it and play it and play it. It's frustrating. I mean, I don't want to take Bullseye up to tier 9. I'm waiting for Kingpin to get a little better. Right. He'll be my 5th, but that's going to be quite some time.
Well, I made a stupid mistake at the beginning of the game. I as you can see, I farmed up my.
Ronin.
My Ronin, and he's one of the worst characters in the game. But
I remember you came in the chat. You're like, "Yeah, I got Ronin today. I'm really amping him up." And I was like,
"I like Ronin from the movies and from the comics." But I mean, like this Ronin is not that good. One thing I like about him is he dispels and he team heals. But I mean, it's like he doesn't do a lot of damage. And if you look at any of the the top top charts or the I guess what do they call them, the like the meta charts, like I mean I guess there would be the equivalent of like a meta report for this game.
He's not on it.
He's all the way at the bottom. He's like a C. He's like a D or F character, which is basically the case. Yeah, Marvel Strike Force stream, Nathaniel. We're doing it. We're going for it here, and I think.
Spoiler alert: Cavs got swept. The end. Carry on.
Oh no! Yeah. I feel bad for LeBron. Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, that was going to happen.
Yeah,
he's a hero, though. He needs to know that. He'll probably go to the Knicks next year.
Okay, buddy.
Please. Yeah, that would be awesome. Even if we don't win, just to have LeBron and like get there, and just to have something to talk about. That'd be awesome, because there's literally nothing to talk about if you're a Knicks fan, except the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Except talking about Patrick Ewing and John Starks. There's really nothing to talk about as a Knicks fan. Oh, Red Skull. Thanks. Okay,
yeah,
so...
Kai Bear's asked, has anybody leveled up Cable? You have Cable? Did you get Cable out of the Blitz or no?
I did not get Cable. Again, I haven't really gone for any of those characters because I don't really believe it's worth it. I mean, like, what I've gotten 40 Cable shards. I can use Cable, to play some PvE content. But then even once you get to like level, I mean, you can't use any of these characters in arena. You can't really use them for blitz anymore. You can't really use them for raids. There's not really a lot of purpose unless you get the character to, at least 4 or 5 stars. At least I feel that way. I mean, I wish there was a way to farm some of these characters, a little bit easier. But we're still early in the game, and this was kind of similar to what happened in, Galaxy of Heroes. There was, a paywall behind, some of the simplest characters. I mean, you had to pay to get El Securo when this game first came out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right now we're at that stage. I'm sure a year from now, Iron Man will be farmable everywhere, and, this won't be a big deal. Probably not Iron Man because he's a legendary character, but I mean, like characters like Rocket Raccoon and, some of these characters that are a little bit harder to get right now, Black Panther, you'll be able to get these characters a little bit easier, but there'll be a different meta at that point. There'll be probably a different character to go after instead of Ultimus, too, maybe at the end,
Oh, well, of course there will be. I mean, of course there. I mean, just like this game's been out for what, 3 months, 4 months now.
Yeah.
You know, outside of beta. So I mean, there's a lot, and then we've already seen so much happen. Like, I mean, this game came out of the gates with guilds, or excuse me, they're called alliances. They came out with alliances. They have raids immediately. I mean, how long in the Galaxy of Heroes did it take for us to get Rancor? You know, like how long did it take for us to get guilds? Like, they just came right out of the gate. They've got so much going on. Blitzes every day. You can get characters. You know, they got a raid. You know, they've had these weekend raids now. Deadpool and Thanos. They got a whole lot going on for a brand new game. So this game is going to keep you busy. And about if you continue to play 6, 8, you know, a year from now.
Well, this game is definitely a lot busier than Star Wars was. When Star Wars first came out, you could be done playing that game for like the day after like 15 minutes of playing.
Yeah.
Remember, like, you know, you could do your all you really had was your 5 arena battles and the you know, the few other pulls you had to make for, like, you know, like Erodium packs. I'm not Erodium packs. I mean Bronzium packs, and you know, your Galactic War. But you know, Galactic War originally was pretty easy. Now you can auto it, but I mean, there's a lot more stuff now in Galaxy of Heroes than there was back then. And this game, because it kind of follows the same. All right, well, let's just be real here. It follows a lot of the same, a lot of the same patterns that Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes does. I feel like it started off on you know, a much more advanced level than Star Wars did when it first came out. It's pretty much at where Star Wars is now. Well, not quite, but I mean, like, you know, it's pretty much at where Star Wars was after like a year or so in the you know, first couple of months. So. That's pretty cool. You know, there's still a lot to get together here. I mean, we have raids, we have guilds. I mean, that's stuff that really didn't come out in Star Wars for a while, like you said. But there's still a lot more to add. I think. I mean, there's going to be more. I believe there's going to be alliance wars, right? Where maybe we fight other alliances.
Oh yeah, that right out of the gate. I mean, the first day I played this game, it was there saying coming soon. So I mean, that's definitely something they're working on.
That's pretty sick. I mean, the fact that they're even considering that this early in the game is really awesome. So, I mean, you know, we'll have to see what happens when it comes out. I'm anxious to get there, but so far so good. I mean, again, I find the game to be a little bit refreshing. There's you know, obviously a different grind now. There's a lot of interesting characters. It's a great time for Marvel. There's a lot of great Marvel movies coming out, with Infinity War just being in the theaters a couple weeks ago, and then now we have Ant-Man coming out. Did I fail this? Oh no, I didn't. Okay, so and then we have Ant-Man coming out in a couple weeks, so you're gonna be able to see Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm sure they'll do something for Ant-Man and the Wasp in Game 2 when that happens. So,
I would definitely think so. Yeah.
So I mean, that's probably coming here soon also. So I mean, it's very excuse me, very interesting time in the game. But what's your arena team right now?
It's pretty the standard. You know, I got Gomorrah, and I've got Quake, and I have Yondu in the middle there. Then I've got my 2 tanks on the outside. I got Deadpool Cable. Jeez. Crossbones and Captain America. So Crossbones, Captain America, Yondu, Quake, and Gomorrah. I struggled with that. Sorry.
It's okay.
I do alternate in Deadpool every once in a while, but he's not quite as geared as the rest of my team. But it's, you know, it seems to be pretty standard. Like I said, I don't have Black Widow yet. There's some other key characters I'd like to have that I don't. Like, I'd like to amp up, you know, my Kingpin, and Black Panther would be cool, but I've messed this blitz up bad. I just lost a couple battles like I shouldn't have, and got knocked down a tier, just doing dumb stuff. I blew this blitz, so I'm not going to be getting Black Panther. But
yeah, I mean, is this one of those blitzes where you get character shards no matter what? Like, even if you place last place, you still get shards, or?
Yeah, it's everybody's win. Everybody wins event.
Okay, so I mean, you have a chance. I mean, you should at least try to get like 40 shards or 30 something shards. What's the next tier after 45 shards?
I believe it's 100. The 1 to 10% gets 45. And then
No, I mean I mean lower than 45 shards.
oh, 30. Yeah, you get 30 at 11 to 25%.
So getting 30 is not that bad, especially if you get like a shard here, a shard there, because then that makes it like maybe one or two pulls out of the store, and you can get them unlocked. You know what I'm saying? Whereas when the game first dropped, that was he was definitely a premium character, a hard character to get, and they had those packs. I remember they had a deal where you could get them unlocked for what, like $50.
I'm not sure. Like most of these offers are pretty atrocious. So I think the only one I really bought was the Captain America. And the rest are just too expensive. At least it seems for what you get.
Some of the deals are really, really bad. I mean, like to the point where it's like you wonder if they're trolling with these deals.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're awful.
I don't know if they're just trying to see like testing out the market or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they just have the wrong people doing the deals. I don't know what it is, but the deals are bad. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like it's again, I'm coming from a game where the deals have turned to be a lot more, well, a lot worse than they were. I mean, when Galaxy Heroes first came out, there was really good deals initially in comparison to what there is now. I mean, it was still expensive, but they had what I would consider to be good deals. Now it's a little bit more expensive to get some of these premium characters or these marquee characters, but if you want to get, let's say, a character unlocked, they give them to you for free. Almost every character is free, at least to unlock. Like you have the character and you can play with them in Galactic War or try them out and see if they're worth buying or not. In this game, that is not the case. And and when you do get a character, if you unlock them and you pay for them to be unlocked, they're still not usable really anywhere because there is no Galactic War in this game. Okay, there's no place to like just play with these characters other than maybe Blitz or raids. But I mean, again, I feel like if you buy a 2-star or sorry, a 3-star Black Panther, that's not really doing much for you. I mean, it'll help you a little bit in the early stages of the game, but you're going to have to get them to 4 or 5 stars to go along with the rest of your arena team. If you really want to get the best out of your, the best bang out of your buck. And I don't know, it's just kind of weird. The deals are really, really bad. I agree.
Yeah. They all seem to be these gold deals, like these stupid high prices for like 500,000 gold and like a gold orb. It's like $35. I mean,
would you ever buy gold in a game?
I would perhaps buy it. I'd like if that pack was $5 to $10. Yeah, I'd probably buy it. But 35, no, thank you. And that's like 3-4 days of work.
Mm-hmm.
But just I don't know. It's just they keep putting them out, so that means people are buying them because I mean they're consistently giving us these gold deals every single week. It seems like
it's weird, yeah.
Oh, and they're awful. Don't buy those guys. If you buy them, then they're gonna keep putting them out, and just at least the character deals, they're terrible too. But at least, I mean, you get a little something to play with, not just gold you'll eat up in 15 minutes of gameplay. Like,
it's really like a small amount of gold too, But what about what was I gonna say? What about the not the gold deals, but they have these deals for like chimichangas and stuff like that, so you can get more Deadpool raids.
And I don't think we really have a problem with chimichangas in our guild. Like
we have so many chimichangas. I mean, like, why would you buy a chimichanga pack? I don't know. It's like so weird. I mean, maybe it's different for every guild.
Well, I think our guild might be a little more active in the blitz mode. If you're especially in these starter guilds that they have, and like maybe an early level guild, like people aren't really doing well in blitz, they're not playing very often because they don't have many characters. Maybe then $15 just to, give you a minimal amount of chimichangas to perhaps launch another raid that you're going to get, maybe 30% in. I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it either, but who knows? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it takes, I guess if you can clear a Deadpool raid, it's like we're doing the highest Deadpool raid, right? And we can't 100% it. I guess if you do the lower tiers and can 100% it, then I guess it ends. So maybe you could do more that way. I'm not sure. Like we've just been going for the top one.
Yeah, I guess maybe also if you're doing if you're clearing the Deadpool tier raids, you're going to be going through them a lot faster. We're waiting until the time runs out, basically, which takes us longer to finish them. If you're clearing like the high end, which would be the people that are buying the packs, then it gives you an opportunity to do more. So that in that respect, I understand, but it is still kind of weird. But I mean, again, I'm a huge fan of the game. I just feel like there's definitely a curve here with the costs of things, and I also think that they could pay attention to maybe what Galaxy of Heroes is doing there with offering some intermediate costing packs. Like, I mean, for example, if you get, let's say you get a marquee character, for free, then you want to get them to a level where they're usable maybe in arena at, let's say, 4 stars. If you gear them up all the way, you can pay the $10, get them to 4 stars, kind of like Emphy's Nest right now in Galaxy of Heroes, and get some value there for $10. I mean, you get some gear, you get 30 shards for the character, you get the character to 4 stars, and it just gives you a little bit of a boost so that when the character does become farmable, you're a little bit closer to getting the character to 7 stars, and it gives the company some money too. It supports the game. It keeps the game going. $10. If everybody spent $10 on the game, the game would be making a good amount of money. I mean, obviously, the few people that do spend the hundreds or thousands of dollars unlocking the characters to 7 stars, that's lucrative as well. But not everybo's doing that. So I mean, there should be an intermediate option, I think, that's not available in this game, and I think that's kind of something that's missing.
Yeah, I mean, even like they do the Blitz, and they do these Blitz orbs where you can get, they're a ripoff. There's 675 cores for basically a premium orb, and then you get like 2 little, 1 or 2 packs of the character that you want on the side. Like you pay extra premium orbs or premium cores to get like 4 shards Black Panther right now. That's not worth it. But like if they came out with a $10 to $20 pack that maybe just gave you 30, 45 Black Panther shards, and then maybe enough gear to get them up to like gear 4 or 5, at least to where you can unlock all the abilities. That would be cool. I would buy those. I would probably buy some of those depending on the character. Especially some of like Black Panther or like Cable we talked about. The characters aren't farmable really. I would probably get those. Probably not for Bullseye or Punisher, but for some of the other ones.
For sure.
Yes.
So, we've done some battles here. I see that in that last node, I can farm some more Electro Shards, which really is not so exciting. Well, where do you get Captain America?
He's on the very last node in the light side, and then he's got one in the Nexus too. The one in the Nexus sucks. You just fight Ultimus, and he just one shots all your characters, and you got to keep the Shield operative alive. It's pretty terrible.
Really? Okay.
But in the very last node in the light side, you get him. I do it every day.
Okay. Well, before I go to the light side battles, what I want to do is I want to get into our top 5 this week, and what we're doing for the first top 5 for Marvel Strike Force is we're going to be doing top 5 brawlers for Marvel Strike Force. So Maurice again put together a nice list for us this week, and we have some interesting characters to discuss here. There's not a ton of characters in the game, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to tell, the majority of the characters are going to be in the top 5. But we're gonna try to, make it a little bit interesting as to where they place here in the top 5. There's not a, obviously we chose mostly popular characters here, and not really characters that are, so. Like I guess like generic characters, but I mean, if they were deserving of being in the top 5, I mean, we would have selected them. But most of the characters in this game that are the meta characters are characters that are face characters. But going on to number 5 here, we have number 5. Who's our number 5 brawler?
I believe we got SpiderMan at number 5.
Yes, we do. So, why did you place him here? What do you think about Spider-Man? that makes him a number 5 character.
Well, uh, he's really, really good on defense. He dodges a lot, has a high evasion rating. He's got a nice stun, does decent damage, has a couple chaining abilities, his web slinger chains for decent damage, and deals defense down. We've mentioned Galaxy of Heroes a lot in this stream, but in the Marvel game, defense down, defense up, offense down, offense up. Those, maybe not offense down, but they really do play a huge role. Like if you got defense up on your team, I mean the other team's doing half damage. I mean that's huge. And so defense down, you're going to do 50% more damage. That's pretty incredible. He's got a lot of uses. He's got a very nice high base speed. Unfortunately he's not an Avenger in this game, which
doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I'm not the most. I'll confess not being the most savvy in terms of the Marvel universe, but I don't know. That was a little weird. He's a brawler. Unfortunately, you can't use him in the Cosmic or Nexus. He's only a city character, so you can only use him on the light side battles, or excuse me, the hero campaign. Good character. There's really not that many brawlers to choose from. I think we have 9 in the game.
Yeah.
So, and he's a character you get out of the gate. You'll see a lot of him in Blitz, and if you start getting up to these high level of blitzes, those Spider-Man are annoying because they dodge. It's like, you waste your turn. And that's defensive character.
That's really the moral of the story is, his dodge is tremendous, and him having that evasion in this game actually really works well. Kind of works like old Ben did in the heydays of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, where they dodge everything, and if you have a high level Spidey with his unique maxed out to increase his dodge chance, he has. The ability to apply defense down to his opponents, and he also stuns a target with his special attack. He's got low cost abilities, and he's a character that you get right out of the gate. And I mean, he's just an all around good character. Again, I wouldn't say the best character, but typically the characters that they give you at the start of the game aren't always going to be the end game characters. Even though this character happens to be Spider-Man, I think that over time, his abilities will continue to evolve, and they'll probably have alternate versions of Spider-Man in this game over time as well. I'm sure we'll get like the Avengers 4 version of Spider-Man with the Iron Man suit, with the Iron Spidey suit. That would be really cool. But this is our number 5, and yeah, he's definitely a great character here, and somebody that everybody gets. So he's going to be somebody that you probably should put some investment into. Again, he's not the most meta character out there, but over time, I'm sure he'll be one of the mainstays in the game, because I mean it is Spider-Man. But moving on to our number 4 character in the game. Who's number 4? The number 4 brawler.
Number 4 is Daredevil, and him and Spider-Man kind of play the same role. Like in terms of a blitz team, you always want a character to just you want quick damage out of the gate. And Daredevil's got a base speed of 119, I believe it is. He's got very nice damage. He's actually a character that you get for free if you connect your Facebook account to the game. He's got a counter mechanic, which is nice. But the real cool thing about Daredevil is that you can't blind him. You can't blind him like if you use Hawkeye, the blind Daredevil. He's already blind, so he's got 200% accuracy, which means you can take down his accuracy with blind, but he still has enough accuracy to hit you. So that's a real cool mechanic, especially at the high end of Arena. I'm not quite there yet, but I look every day to see what teams people are using. There's a lot of Hawkeye, but there's no Daredevil, but there's a lot of Hawkeye. So in a blitz setting, Daredevil's a very nice piece to one of your teams that you want to use. And he does decent damage at 3, 4, 5 stars. He's a defender. And there's only, I think, 4 of those in the game right now. There's not much. They don't really make that great of a team. But if they add a couple more characters to that mix, could make a nice defender team with him, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist sucks, but those 3 are nice. They're a nice starting trio to the faction, I guess, if you will.
Which sucks because I mean I went for Iron Fist too, out the gate because I'm a fan of the Defenders series on Netflix, and I'm a fan of pretty much all those characters. Jessica Jones series is awesome. Daredevil series is awesome. Punisher. Maybe they'll make the Punisher a Defender too, which I mean wouldn't be right, but at the same time it'd be kind of cool to at least have a fifth person for the synergy. I don't. Maybe Night Nurse you can use there as a fifth, but. Yes, I agree 100%. Daredevil has probably one of the most high damage attackers in the game. Obviously, not being able to be blinded, his accuracy is fantastic. He's always on target, always hits somebody. He gets increased damage based upon any defender allies that he has in the match. So if you have, let's say, a full squad with Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, his damage is going to be at the max. And he is a character, again, like you said, that comes for free at the beginning of the game, starting 3-star character, which is fantastic just for linking your Facebook account. And he's also farmable out of the arena store with Quake. But, I mean, obviously you're going to want to go for Quake or Drax first there. Ultimately, though, he's going to be one of your targets in that store. So he'll be one of the easier characters to get to 7 stars in that long grind. But he's a fantastic overall character and definitely, worthy of being on the list here for sure. But moving along to number 3. Our number 3 brawler in Marvel Strike Force is...
the current Blitz. Mr. Black Panther is the number 3 brawler on our list. Big damage, again, very, very fast, 125 speed. That's upper shelf in terms of speed. I do not have Mr. Black Panther unlocked myself, but he has he's got piercing and physical damage on his basic attack, which is nice. The piercing is going to give you extra damage against those tanks. Get you through the Thanos, get you through the Captain Americas, the Hulks, and all that. He's got and when he kills a character, he has I believe it's Defender. Defender. Excuse me. Let me start over. Defender of Wakanda.
Yes.
Yeah, you get speed bar kill on a kill. So if you kill a character, especially in like a raid environment, if you're just knocking out minion after minion, he just goes and goes and goes and goes, and just can really, really help you clean up, some of these nodes that you just, they spam enemies at you, like 10 enemies on the screen. You can just knock them just one by one, just take them out. It's pretty cool. Looks awesome. I'm really excited to get him amped up here. I'm gonna be close after this blitz. I'll probably get to 45. I'll be real close to unlocking him. And so once I do unlock him, he'll be going up pretty quickly. I'm looking forward to using him on some of my blitz teams.
Yeah, piercing's a great mechanic, just like Wolverine has, and he does a lot of damage. He's also a relatively fast character, I believe. I don't have his base speed here, but I think he's...
It's 125. He's high. He's got a chaining attack too. The Panther Rush.
Rush is he can chain up to 3 targets, and he can do a ton of damage with that piercing. Obviously, Defender of Wakanda, filling the speed bar, and can be continuously attacking multiple characters and getting multiple chances if used correctly. Now he's also pretty much a premium character in this game, so he's going to be one of the harder characters to attain. But he is at that point now where he's going to be put into some of the packs, I believe, in the store. Like, I believe he's already in a pack. He's out of the Ultimus orbs, and now he's into the premium packs.
He is. I actually pulled a 15 of him on my last premium orb. I pulled him today, so he's in there.
So that means that he's relatively close here, in the cadence to becoming a farmable character. So I don't know where that's going to be and when that's going to be. Again, we're still very early in this game and trying to figure out how they're going to operate with the cadence of releasing characters to free-to-play. But I'm assuming it'll probably happen relatively soon. So maybe after the addition of Ant-Man and Wasp, or some of these new characters that we get over the next few weeks, maybe we'll see that move happen, and that will definitely be an awesome addition to the free-to-play world, because he'll be a character that everybody's going to want to farm up right away because he is super meta, and he can be a great addition to any arena squad. And that's really what we're looking for here, is characters like him, Quake, Black Widow, characters like Drax, Gomorrah. All these characters are fantastic. So that's our number 3 brawler in the game. Moving on to number 2. Who do we have here, Maurice?
Number 2 is Deadpool.
Yes.
Yes, Deadpool is number 2, brand new character. We've got the raids open now. Just now, his kit is very, very nice. Lots of high damage. Just like Daredevil, just like SpiderMan, just like Black Panther. All these characters they have higher base speed, so you can get them out early and get some quick DPS to start the match. Maybe beat down that Crossbones a little bit to get him manageable. You can target whoever you want before the taunts go up. He's got a great ability that's available right out of the gate. his I guess it's an AOE attack. So the bounty hunter, and it's unique in that it's hack and slash it's unique. It's called a rebound chain. So like a regular chain, you attack the person. If you hit like a counter or there's like a stealth, it just stops the chain. But Deadpool will hit one character, go to the next, and instead of getting cut off by a counter, like a character with counter, just go back to the first. And then if you have it maxed out, I think you can chain up to 4 times. So you can just do 1, 2, 1, 2, just back and forth, deal lots of damage quickly to 2 characters, especially to minions. He has a lot of characters in his his kit revolves around minions a lot. He can really bust down the minions, and on that hack and slash, it applies bleed on his basic attack, his auto attack. It's got a chance to double tap, and if you double tap on a minion, it's an automatic crit. And then he's got that great bounty hunter move that bypasses taunt and focuses on the lowest health enemy and just deals massive damage. If you do kill that enemy, he gives himself regenerate. He's got his kit. You debuff him, he just automatically dispels the debuffs on his turn start. It's a very nice character.
Now, what do you think about what does bleed do exactly?
Bleed is basically a dot damage over time from Star Wars Galaxy here. It's the same thing. The bleed.
Yeah, well, he's got a great overall kit. I mean, he does a lot of damage. Obviously, doing or the ability to ignore taunt with Bounty Hunter is fantastic. Not only does he ignore taunt, but he also attacks the lowest health character out there. So if you're sitting there about to kill a character, and then let's say Crossbones gains taunt, or for example Thanos gains taunt, you're not out of luck. If you still have this ability with Deadpool, you could take out that character because it does a ton of damage, and then he also gains regenerate on that kill. So that's fantastic. And his basic attack does tons of damage. A lot more damage than some of the other basic attacks in this game. Hack and slash can chain up to 3 to 4 targets, which is fantastic. Obviously, applying damage over time or bleed to minion targets is pretty cool. But with his ability to revive and gain additional health, his unique is fantastic as well. Merc with a mouth. So he also clears all negative status effects from himself on his turn. So if he has any negative status effects, the next time he goes, he won't have any. And that's a pretty cool ability to have overall. So again, he's definitely got a fantastic kit. I feel like he's built more for PvE content than Arena. But overall, his Arena viability is still there as well, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. I use him on occasion, depending on the team. I throw him in there every once in a while. He's great for the raids. He's a fantastic raid character. I mean, just with all the minion bonuses he has, he really clears those waves out quick and gets you through. Especially if you like preload him and get that bomb ready. It's nice.
He does a ton of damage, and he's a lot of fun to use. His animations are really cool and pretty funny, and it's just a great all around character. Definitely number 2 on this list. But moving along to our number 1 brawler in Marvel Strike Force, we have none other than Gomorrah. And I think Gomorrah's kit pretty much speaks for itself. Why do we have Gomorrah here, Maurice?
Well, Gomorrah deals massive damage. She's super fast, 130 speed. She has every both of her special attacks. If you kill the enemy, it will give her 100% speed bar refill, so she can go again. Like if you do her big flying slash, which is crazy amount of damage, 370% damage, and she gets offense up. So you kill a character with that, you get the offense up, and then you can use her second ability, her chaining ability, the Ruthless Blade. If you kill another character, she gets to go again, and then she still has that offense up to use her basic attack on another character. It's a great kit, good damage, very fast, relatively easy to farm. One of the easiest characters. She's a blitz character, super easy to farm. Thus far, at least for me, she's been relatively easy to gear. I guess she is the only brawler really on my team, so I guess she takes certain pieces that others don't. A lot of the characters like Quake and Captain America, Crossbones, they all kind of share some of the same pieces, so you got to delegate who gets what. But hers are just, I just throw them right on her. Just very good character. She has a crit chance. Her deadly methods down there at the bottom, it gives a lot of crit chance to the team, which is nice, and also to Guardian allies. And I'd imagine, with Star-Lord and Groot both being in, on the GG and in the game, I'd imagine we get those at some point soon to make a full Guardian team. And all that crit chance is really going to help all that team just dish out some good damage, especially Rocket Raccoon. She pairs really well with Rocket Raccoon. I don't have him, but with the extra crit chance, Raccoon can really pump out some damage pretty quickly. She's everyone should have her more.
Yeah. No, I
should be your first farm out of Blitz.
I agree 100%. I mean, this is obviously the furthest or the most developed character that I have, as you can see here. I mean, the character's probably the closest I have to getting to 7 stars. Does a ton of damage. The basic attack can chain up to I believe can attack twice and does up to 200% damage. Her 2 special attacks can give her 100% turn meter, just like you said. She gives crit chance to the whole team with her unique. And, her special Flying Slash does a ton of damage. Like you said, 370% damage and fills the speed bar on a 100% kill. So, to 100% on a kill. So, I mean, if you're talking about a character that can just go and go and go and go and just eliminate the rest of the team, I mean, you're never out. She's pretty much the CLS of this game. You know what I mean? With the fact that she can just continue to take characters out, and even if she's the last one on the board and your opponent has 1 or 2 characters left, you're definitely not out of the game. She can still save your team if you have the right attacks up. And again, she does a ton of damage. She's one of the easier characters to farm. You can get her, I believe, out of the Blitz store. So that's one of your most abundant sources of currency, and she's a great character overall. Definitely a must-have character in this game, at least right now in the early stages. And she's she's somebody that pretty much you're going to see out there for quite some time now. And as we continue to gain other characters and other teams, and like you said, Ed, more characters from the Guardians of the Galaxy, she's only going to get better. So as we add, Star-Lord, Rocket Raccoon, and you put together a full team with maybe Groot and Drax, that team is going to be fantastic and probably do a ton of damage. I mean, Drax is a great character too. So, you pair those together. Star-Lord seems to have a good kit. Rocket Raccoon and her work well together, like you said. I think a full Guardians of the Galaxy squad, would probably be the meta if they were all available.
Well, and she's a good luck trying to clear any cosmic node without her. That's something I forgot to mention. She's definitely a cosmic character. You're gonna need 5 of those for sure, because there's some good stuff on the cosmic board.
Yeah, but that's our top 5 brawlers for Marvel Strike Force, and thank you, Maurice, for helping put that list together. If you like, please, leave us a like on the video. But we're going to go back to some gameplay here, and we're going to take a look at some of these campaign battles. But while we do that, I know we have a few people in the chat here. Maybe they want to have some topics they'd like to discuss. Maybe they have some questions for us where we're at with our guild and our rosters. If you guys have any topics you'd like to discuss or any questions, now would be the time to start putting them into the chat so we can discuss them here on the live show. But overall, I mean, what do you think? What do you think's going to happen with the addition of Iron Man? Do you think Iron Man's going to be insta meta, or what do you think's happening with him?
Well, I just, for anybody that started at the same time, I started even after you did, I believe. It's not feasible. It's impossible. Like, there's no way. I mean, without me spending tons of cash, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get these characters to 5-star time. And this is something, some of our guildmates have played since beta, and they I don't warn is not the right word, but they gave us a heads up, like, this is how you get Iron Man, and that was for me. I've been farming it since day one. And I still can't. There's no way. I'm gonna be close. Not this time, but I'll definitely be ready the next time he rolls around. I'd imagine there's gonna be a few of them on my shard.
I did hear the rumors about that happening one day, and I didn't believe it. Like, I didn't think we were gonna get. I didn't think it was gonna be that, because I mean that's again. I mean it's kind of a smart move. I mean, by the developers to make you have to farm those characters to get the character you want. But I was kind of hoping they wouldn't do it that way entirely. I thought that you get the character a certain amount of stars or a certain amount of with a certain amount of shards, because I mean it is Iron Man. I mean he's pretty much like the face of Marvel right now. So I mean I was kind of hoping that he'd be a little bit easier to get, but well,
the good news about this is, though, like, you're not farming. You'll have to farm a trash character, but 4 of the 5 that you'll need are all meta characters. You got Black Widow, you got Captain America, you got Quake, and then you've got Hawkeye. All of those are fantastic, S or A tier type characters that, I mean, you're gonna want regardless. So the good news is you're not really wasting resources. You will need a crappy 5th. A shield operative is decent for a minion, and she's a shield. I wouldn't go after shield trooper, shield assault, shield security. Those characters are not very good. So with you'll need and Black Widow's kind of hard to obtain. That's why I've got Medic, and Medic's almost 5-star. What a waste of energy that's been. She's not, she's this game's Jedi Consular, so she's not good, but she's easy to get. I think both of her nodes are 12 energy nodes, so you can get her. And there are double drops coming, so I'll take advantage of that and save all my energy for the shield guys. Then I won't get there, but I'll be closer. I think you mentioned there's gonna be packs. So if there's packs, who knows? I mean, Captain America's enticing, Black Widow's enticing. I don't really need Hawkeye and Quake just because they're easier to get. Quake's really easy. Hawkeye's got 2 nodes that everyone can get to pretty early on in the game. He's on the first table of the villains campaign, so everyone should be able to get him at least five tries a day at him. Yeah, and the Drag Knight says Iron Man is going to be instant meta. Yeah, he is, because he pairs with Captain America, and they do that cool little animation in the game where Captain America gets down on his knee, puts his shield up, and Iron Man bounces his beam off the shield. It's pretty cool.
That is really cool. I saw that animation too.
Yeah. Drag Knight asks, "What's your best raid team?"
Really pretty much the team that you're seeing right here. I mean, it's really pretty much my arena team. I'm running Deadpool with Gomorrah. I'm using
Bless me, I'm sorry.
Bless you.
Didn't make it.
I'm using Thanos and Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'm one of the lower guys in the guild, so I'm doing pretty much the same thing. But I've got my arena team, so I've got Quake, I've got Crossbones, Gomorrah, Captain America, just basically my arena team. And what I do is I have a pretty well developed Night Nurse and Deadpool, so I kind of cycle in my arena team and then Deadpool, 4 of those characters with Night Nurse just to keep them all fully health, at full health. I use Captain America every time to generate the energy. And what you can do is you can preload your Crossbones on those earlier, easier nodes. Preload Crossbones, preload Quake, preload Yondu, just so when you get to a harder node, you can just spam all their AoEs, just wipe them out quick, and then just kind of regenerate them slowly. Like take Night Nurse out for the hard nodes, spam your OEs, and you go back kind of to the easy nodes, and you put Night Nurse back in, and your lowest health characters, and just heal them up. I think Night Nurse she's essential for raid success, especially for a newer player. Like my options are limited. I pretty much have 7 to 8 characters I could use only. The rest of them just go in there and do like 30 damage and get 1 shot. Like that's not going to help me at all. But they're getting there. My Thanos is almost ready. I actually like Luke Cage. Drax is probably, I think, regarded as the best raid tank. I'm still working on him. He's not quite ready, but
yeah, Yondu is somebody I forgot about. I use Yondu in the raids also. Yondu's a fantastic character. I wish he was an easier way to get his shards. He's only got that one node, right, in Lightside?
No, he's got a second one. I can't get to the second one yet. I think it's on the Cosmic board, or like the 6th table or the very end table on Nexus. Let me look.
He is so meta. He's such a fantastic character. I mean, if you could get him to 7 stars, I mean, he would be your hero. He does so much damage. Plus, he calls in, a heal. And his area of effect attack is fantastic. He's just a great character. I mean, here we're doing a raid battle right now, so you can see, what I do in a raid.
6'9" on the Nexus. Yondu is. I can't quite get there yet. Very soon though. I'm pretty close.
Yeah, he's a hard farm.
All right, Drag Knight says, do you think they'll make the Mercenary Gold event a weekly like heist from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes?
I was thinking the same thing. I mean, you're pretty much, your thought process is the same as mine. I was thinking this is going to be the credit heist of this game, but we haven't seen it again. So I mean, I'm sure they'll bring it back. But again, just like Maurice said earlier, they're selling these gold packs, and if people are paying for them, they're not going to give you free gold. You know what I mean? So they're going to give you free gold when when gold isn't necessarily the most important resource in the game. And right now, if people are buying those packs, then they're gonna, they're not going to give it to you for free. So I think that eventually, yes. But much like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, in this game, credits is still a grind. Galaxy of Heroes, credits isn't really a big deal anymore. Tons of people have like 30 million, 40 million credits. Credits is not like the grind anymore. In this game, it still is. So I don't think they're going to give them away yet. But eventually, kind of like Star Wars did, I think that it will move towards the more abundant side, where you'll have credits, but you won't have shards, or you'll have to pay more for characters and more for gear, things like that. Some of the gear will probably be harder to get, but I think much like when Star Wars started, gear was a very tough grind. Do you remember they had those key battles that you could do to get? Remember, for like 20 energy, you could get like. You get like 100 credits.
I remember those being very easily exploitable for like a month or so. You could really exploit those and get massive amounts of gold. Like way back in the day, it didn't last long. They fixed that quick. But the mercenary event, it's just we're talking about the credit heist from Galaxy of Heroes. When it was introduced in Galaxy of Heroes, it wasn't as frequent as it is now, and they'll probably slowly get it into a more kind of schedule in the game. I'm not really that prepared for it. I mean, I think I might have 5 3-star now. I think I got my bullseye up from that last blitz. But there's some decent characters. Deadpool is one, obviously, that you're going to have. Mercenary Lieutenant is actually a minion that's very, very good in this game. He's a great character. I was kind of dumb, and I went kind of heavy on that Punisher blitz because I thought he was a mercenary. Then I realized he wasn't after I spent all my blitz cores on him. Yeah, I got a lot to learn about this game still. I'm picking it up pretty quick just from the experience I've had in other games like it.
It's a new game. I mean, the game's been out for a couple of months. There's no leaders in this game. There's.
I kind of like that. I kind of like the no leader mechanic. This is very simplistic compared to the other games that we play. Who knows how it develops?
which is kind of cool, right? I mean, it's not, Galaxy Heroes used to be pretty simplistic too, and then it became very, I mean, these new characters that are out now are very advanced, and, in order to put them together in the correct squads, I mean, you really have to think outside of the box to put together good raid teams with some of these new characters and things like that. In this game, it's still pretty straightforward. So, I mean, and that's how it is. It's still early on. Eventually, it will get more complex. Hopefully, not to the point where it's, annoying or anything like that. But, again, this game has its, its time to go. So it's very, very early on. There's still, a lot to figure out about, which way they're going to go with, we've seen the evolution of a game just like this already. So we kind of know, some of the steps that are going to be taken, I guess, over time. So we can kind of see that, probably over time they'll add the credits. Over time they'll add, some of the different characters to be, more easily farmable. That they'll add. Different game modes, maybe like other guild game modes, like guild wars or territory wars, for example, similar. They'll have all that stuff. So, I think that over time we'll get that, but it's just going to be a matter of time. So I mean, at the offset, we're going to be just basically waiting for some of these changes to happen, just like any game. It's still early in this game's life. I mean, even though the game has been out for quite some time for those beta players that did download the game, there was an astronomically long time that this game was available to only people in beta. This game, most games don't have that long of a beta. It's usually maybe, I mean, Galaxy Heroes had one too, but it was only like a couple of weeks, and then everybody else was able to download it. This was a long time. I mean, there's two different types of players in this game. There's people that played beta and there's people that didn't play beta. You know what I'm saying? And that there's the people that played beta, they're way ahead of the people that didn't play beta. And that's just the way it is. I mean, it's like, I play with, we had a guy, Morningstar that was in our guild that played beta. I mean, he has 7-star characters. I mean, he's getting Ultimus orbs and things like that. I mean, that's not even something on my radar right now in this game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even thinking about that. So it's like, he's just way ahead of us, and that's really where the game divides. I mean, it's just there's people that played this game from launch, and people that played this game from beta, and if you played the game from beta, you're way ahead of the curve right now. So, yeah, well, I mean,
people complain. They're like, "Oh, I got matched up with people from the beta. It's just not fair." But like Morningstar you mentioned, I've learned so much just from listening to him and his messages he types in the chat and stuff, just because he's played for so long. He's really preventing me from making mistakes I would probably make. Like I feel like I'm off to a good solid start in this game because of those guys that got beta access and got access to the game before I did, and they're coaching me in the right direction, leading me down the right path, and it's helped a lot. It's helped a whole lot because there's some characters in here, like as soon as I unlocked Hulk, I would have just gone nuts and taken Hulk all the way up. And Hulk kind of sucks. He's not very good.
Oh yeah, I would have definitely gone for Hulk. Right
I'd have a real pimped out SpiderMan, Hulk. All these characters that I like and know, and those characters aren't necessarily the best characters in the game. They're usable. They have certain uses, but they're not by any means meta. I would never have gone after Yondu, at first.
No. You have to pay attention to the game, and listen. Sometimes it sucks. I mean, listen. Sometimes you want to go for. I mean, like I would love to max out my my Ronin. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't make sense. So it's like you got to do what makes sense, and sometimes you have to go against the grain. I mean, listen. I don't know if you ever do. You ever do like fantasy football, or I mean, I know you've done fantasy football. So yeah. so I mean, yeah, when you do fantasy football, I mean, you don't go with your heart. And that's kind of what this game is. You don't go with your heart because, I would pick Eli Manning, in the first round, and pick all the Giants and stuff like that, and you lose, because those aren't the best players. Those aren't the players you really want to have on your squad. You want to go for what's meta, and the guys that are going to be, awesome. And I mean, in football, that's going to be your Ezekiel Elliott's and your the other players that you don't want to pick up, because you don't like them necessarily because they're not your favorite players. But they're the ones that are going to get you to the promised land in in any kind of game or if you want to win, those are the best chances that you have. So it's very similar. I mean, I feel like whenever I play this team with Nick Fury, if you don't kill Nick Fury, you're like in such a you're effed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like totally.
Well, it's kind of interesting watching you because on I think we're in different strike teams, but in mine, I'm always on the left, so I fight Kree after Kree after Kree. I never have to face any of the Shield teams. It's Kree all day long, and this is interesting to see.
If you don't get Nick Fury, I mean, he is just I try to go for Nick Fury right off the bat, and if I get him, it's easy. But for some reason, if I don't get Nick Fury and they get a taunt up or something like that, it's over. So I mean,
he just wasted you.
He just keeps bringing out other Shield operatives, and it's just like, I mean, there's nothing you can do. You just get destroyed.
I'm glad I get to deal with the Kree side because the Shield side does not look very much fun.
I mean, I would try to spend some health here to go up, but I mean, I think that my buddy Malia Bean will be able to take care of the rest of this. So,
well, you'd have to refresh some of your raid energy too. You're out of raid energy and characters. So that'd be an expensive venture. At least wait until it refreshes a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. I'll go back to doing some campaign battles here. But do we have any other topics to discuss? Any other?
Drac Knight's got a couple more questions. What other legendary heroes do you think we'll get? Honestly, I don't think Iron Man should be farmable. Maybe IFW Thor instead. Like, okay, I could see them doing an Avengers event like this as well, where you have to use 5 Avengers characters, maybe.
For sure. I mean, if they do that, yeah, I know. I agree. I think Iron Man should never be farmable. I think he should always be a legendary character like this. But I think that if you're talking about other legendary characters, I mean, for sure. Captain Marvel, whenever that movie comes out, I think will be a legendary character, and she'll probably be somebody you need all the Avengers to get. I mean, that's just my opinion.
I've slowly been working mine up, just in anticipation something like that may be happening. And most of the Avenger characters are decent; they're okay. They're pretty good together, but standalone, I don't really. I have Thor pretty well developed. I'm not a big fan of him. He's pretty slow. Hulk's pretty slow. Hulk's very slow, but.
Yeah, no, I mean, Thor is really... I mean, I like my Thor. I like Thor as a character, but he is really a slow character. But he can do some decent damage. I think that, I think, though, that, Captain Marvel might be a legendary character. I think that if they do decide to go, like... It depends on which route they decide to go. If they stick mainly to, like, the movie characters, then, we'll probably see... some of these other characters from the Avengers, like we'll probably get we already have Vision. I mean, he's right there.
He was kind of disappointing. Like I'm not overly impressed with him. I went pretty hard on that Blitz. I got him unlocked. He's not really doing it for him. Just Hawkeye's just so much better. It's much more consistent. This Vision just seems like every time you go with him, it's just like rolling the dice. He's like a roulette wheel. It's just like sometimes you're like, yes, he's awesome, but other times he's just a dud.
I think we'll get Ebony Maw.
Yeah.
I think we'll get Proxima Midnight. I think we'll get all the those characters. I think that we'll get some of the other. I think that we'll get. What was Thor's sister's name? Hela. We'll probably get Hela.
Well, I mean, if you look at, the other Marvel game in which we all dabbled in for a very brief amount of time, Future Fight. I mean, all these characters you mentioned are pretty much in that game. I mean, that game has massive amounts of characters. So, I mean, you kind of would think that they have the rights to use anybody they really want, because they're besides the X-Men. I'm not sure if X-Men ever made it to Future Fight.
Well, I'm not really. We're getting Adam Warlock at some point. I mean, he'll be a legendary character for sure. Whenever Adam Warlock comes in, he'll probably be a part. I mean, we already got teased him in one of the movies, right? I forget which movie it was that he was teased in, but he's being created, so he's probably going to be a part of the last Avengers film. In the comics, he's a pretty big deal when it comes to returning or restoring everything after Thanos snaps his fingers. So, we'll see if that stays true in the movie universe or the cinematic universe, but I think that that will probably be a thing. I mean, there'll definitely be Adam Warlock, and he'll be a pretty big deal. So, I mean, either way, he'll definitely be a character in this game. And whenever he is a character, I'm sure he'll be a legendary character because he's a very important character.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to carry me through the comic book lore section. I know very, very little, especially anything that's happened in the last 5-10 years. I didn't.
Well, I hope that they do like other versions of characters. Like I hope we get Old Man Logan.
Oh, they definitely will do that. I mean, definitely.
I hope we get Old Man Logan. I mean, that'd be cool. It would be cool if this game was out when Logan came out, so we'd have that character. I mean, or maybe we get, maybe we get eventually we get some like really serious cosmic characters like Galactus. I mean, that would be sick if we got Galactus. It also depends on what's going on with Disney, Marvel, Sony, and Fox, right? Because Fox owns a lot of these.
The X-Men. I was just about to ask you this. Like, what is the deal with the X-Men and the? I mean, they're Marvel, but are they allowed to use characters like that in this game? Because
they are. The thing is, I don't know the deal with this game specifically. Okay, I don't know what their limitations are with this game, but I know like in the movie universe, Disney, has. Well, there's actually something going on like right now where Disney's talking about acquiring Fox, right? And if Disney acquires Fox, then that means they'll own the rights to Deadpool and all the X-Men characters, including Magneto, the Phoenix, all these characters. And when that happens, if that happens, which I mean it might, then we'll see all these characters in the game for sure. I mean, we have Wolverine already, so we have to think that, we're going to probably see other X-Men. But it would be interesting to see if we get... I mean, if Phoenix ever comes into this game, that would be a sick legendary character to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix would be sick. So, I mean, we'll see. Maybe we'll eventually get the what are those called? The robots.
Ultron?
No, not Ultron. Ultron's in the game already. But I'm talking about. I'm talking about the robots that destroy mutants. They're in Days of Future Past.
I got nothing, man.
In the storyline, there's a comic book in the past. It's actually part of a black and white comic that was out a long time ago called Days of Future Past. Okay, and basically every Marvel character, SpiderMan, the Hulk, everybody dies except for Wolverine, and he fights the Sentinels. The Sentinels are the name of the robots. Okay, and the Sentinels were created specifically to destroy mutants. And they pretty much do. I mean, they wipe out all of the mutants, but Wolverine goes back like into the past and changes things so that that doesn't happen. In the cinematic universe, that's the way it went down. But in the comics, it's a little bit different. It has a lot to do with with Phoenix, and it's pretty crazy. There's also the in the comics, there's these characters that kind of control time and space, like they're like the elders, and you see them in one of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and in the end credits, I think. So, that might have something to play too in the storyline in the movies. I really don't know which direction they're going to go. There's a lot of ways they can go. So, I mean, they have changed some stuff from the comics, so it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to have to go that route either. So, we'll have to wait and see. But next topic or question?
Drag Knight's got another question. Do you think the global launch of Marvel Strike Force has influenced the sudden increase of changes, updates we're getting in the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes in the past few months?
If you don't think so, then you're crazy. If you don't think that they're not aware of this game and what's going on with it, then yeah, no, of course they're very aware of Marvel Strike Force and the fact that some of the players that are playing Galaxy of Heroes are coming and playing this game as well. And of course, it's a concern of the company. I mean, they haven't said anything to me specifically about it. I mean, as a game changer, even if they did, I wouldn't mention it. But what I do know is that, of course, I mean, just as a competitor, they have to be paying attention to what other games are doing. I don't think Galaxy Heroes has really anything to worry about in the sense that, they're definitely way ahead of this game in development so far. There's a lot of work that this game has to do to catch up to Galaxy of Heroes, and it's first of all, it's quality of life updates and things like that. I mean, Galaxy of Heroes has a ton of cool things. Although this game has its benefits as well. It's just a different type of game. It's a different type of chase, and if you enjoy Marvel and its characters, then either way, it's the IP that matters to you, and not necessarily all the gameplay and the quality of life updates and that stuff. You just want to get Deadpool instead of Luke Skywalker, and that's fine. But everybody has different things, and you can want both, and that's something that I think is going to be the case too. I think a lot of players will play both games for a long time. I know I'm going to. I'm not going to stop playing Star Wars because this game is out. But I love both games, and I think that this game looks pretty cool. I mean, this game's growing on me more and more every time I play it. So I mean, I do like it. Because I'm a big fan of Marvel and the characters, and I'm a fan of the Marvel Universe. Obviously, going to watch the Avengers Infinity War, I mean, I was super amped to play this game that night after I watched the movie. I mean, it's just one of those things. So, I mean, when Ant-Man comes out and I go check that out, I mean, I'm going to be looking forward to coming home and getting my Ant-Man on the game, or whatever. So it's a great time to be a Star Wars fan and playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes because of all the things that are going on with Disney and Star Wars. And it's a great time to be a Marvel fan and playing Marvel Strike Force because of all the things that are going on with Disney and Marvel. So Disney is pretty much dominating our lives right now with all the different content that they're putting out for these nostalgic things that we grew up with. So this game is awesome, and I hope they continue to make strides in it and move in the right direction. And like I said, Galaxy Heroes is awesome, and they are going to continue to make strides and add new things. And I know that they're going to continue to add different game modes and different quality of life updates that make the game experience overall just a lot better. But yeah.
Sorry, I had to grab my cord for my computer is about to die. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I think we're gonna call it a stream here, unless we have any more questions anybody wants to ask.
I don't really see any more in the chat, but it's our very first one, guys. It's only gonna get better. So
yeah, listen. A lot of fun. I think we're going to continue to do this on a weekly basis, like we did a live show for Star Wars. As much as we can, at least, and we're having fun doing it. So over time, the stream will get better. We'll add some new content. Maybe we'll get some other YouTubers for this game to come join us on the stream and maybe share their thoughts about the game with us as well. People maybe that are a little bit more experienced than even me and Maurice are. But we're going to continue to play the game, get better at it, get better at talking about it, and we're going to continue popping out top fives every week and having a good time with it. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and if so, leave a like on the video. Come back next week for the next one. But as always, guys, even in Marvel, may the Force be with you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.